Welcome back with me into my office. I'm Brian, and we are going to examine this 19th century atlas of the world by the People's Company. It's an unrivaled atlas. It's got a beautiful gilt embossed cover with these floral end papers, a nice ornate title page. 1884 is the imprint date. Interesting Chicago, Illinois imprint. And the table of contents here gives an overview of all of the color lithographed maps that are found within this atlas. This is a complete atlas, and it starts with this comparative diagram of the building heights around the world, which is quite interesting actually. There are 78 different specific buildings. And this rendering is so interesting, really. The concept of comparative size as if it meant something is fascinating. Here is a color lithographed flag plate, and then it follows with this solar system image, this decorative world map, the world in spheres. At the bottom we have comparative mountain heights and river lengths of the hemispheres, double page Mercator projection, followed by some diagram charts here. These are interesting because they compare the sheer quantity of religions around the world. And at this point, the number one religion is Buddhism and Confucianism, which is interesting. And a racial comparative chart there, railroads, telegraphs, etc. And here is the wealth of nations, aggregate wealth, Army, Navy, etc. Then we get into all the double page maps are set in on these tabs. They're inset tabs. And so now begins the Canada section, followed by the entire United States. And I will flip through. At the rear, there is this extensive, detailed index to place names. Look at that. Then we've got this colored section here on presidential history. And we've got the rest of the world, which follows the United States section. There's a nice bird's eye view of the Holy Land with an extensive key down at the bottom. That actually within this view are 235 specific places that are keyed to this chart here at the bottom, this list. That's an incredible number within that one image. And here are maps of, then like this, and like that. And here is a comparison of different ethnic types. And here are the 4 quarters of the world represented by these vignette images. There's South America. I'm going through the atlas backwards, so to speak, just because of the placement of the camera and the way that my hands are. It just makes sense to flip through it this way. So I apologize if we're going through it backwards, but you do get the idea. All the Western states here have their own individual maps. They're very detailed. It's a very attractive atlas. Here's a double page of Texas. It's a nice example of a 19th century atlas that is complete and in a very clean overall state of preservation. There's a little bit of minor damp staining in the blank margins of some maps, but that is very trivial overall. And really, this is a lovely example. And if it interests you, it is available now online from me, Brian DiMambro.